If you want to run Facebook ads for your business but have no idea how, I'm going to show you a super simple strategy that we use to generate thousands of dollars worth of revenue for our customers. My name is Kieran. I run a marketing agency in New Zealand. If you want more content about Facebook ads, please subscribe to this channel as I'll be uploading more videos about business and meta ads in the future. So to get started with Facebook ads, we need to go to adsmanager.facebook.com and create an account. It doesn't take very long. All you need is your own Facebook page to get started. Once you've been through that process, you'll come to this screen. This is what we call an ad account or ads manager. We're then going to create a campaign. We have different folders here: campaigns, ad sets, and ads. And when we create, we'll be creating a campaign and building it out from here. Now, the easiest way to, if you're a service-based business, to get leads is to use the leads objective. I would stay away from these awareness, traffic, and engagement because it's not the ideal audience that we're targeting. If you want genuine leads, I would use the leads objective. But if you are an e-com business, I would use the sale objective. But we're going to focus on leads today. Once we select leads, we're going to click continue. We've just told Meta we want leads in our business. Now we have recommended settings. I don't recommend using this because it restricts the amount of changes you can make to the campaign. I always recommend using the manual leads campaign. Now we're in our campaign here, we can name it. We can name it something like New Promotion 2025. That'll just, when you click on the folder, you'll be able to see that the New Promotion 2025 is here, and then you have the ads and the ad, which we will go into in more detail. But now we have it here, we can click edit and back to this screen. So now we've named our campaign and we've selected our objective. And it's really important that you do select the right objective, because under campaign objective, if you pick the wrong one, you're telling Meta you want a different outcome. But we are telling Meta we want leads for our business. Now, you have an option to turn on Advantage Campaign Budget. What that will do is split your budget across different ad sets. And the ad set is this bit here, which is where we're going to pick our audience. So you could pick a different audience, like a male audience and a female audience, and then Meta will automatically split the budget across a male and female audience if the female audience is performing stronger. If you don't turn this on, then you'll set your budget at the ad set level. Here is where you would set your budget, and you can have different ad sets in a single campaign. I hope that's making sense. What I'll do right now is I'll turn on Advantage Campaign Budget. We've got a $20 a day budget set, and we don't need to do any A/B testing. We're going to keep it really simple here, and we don't need to pick a special category unless we're doing something like finance. But if you're a service-based business, this is the easiest thing to do. Advantage Campaign Budget, $20 a day, and click next. Again, if you do have only one ad set in that campaign, then all of your budget is going to go to that ad set. Now in conversions, we can name this once we've picked our audience. In conversions, we're going to go for instant forms. Okay, in instant forms, it's basically a Facebook form which will populate with their name, email, and phone number, and that can either go to a CRM or it can go to your inbox, or you can come into here and download all of your leads. So conversion location is going to be instant forms. You're going to select your Facebook page that you would have connected when you set up your ad account. Dynamic creative, we're going to leave this off because we're going to do our own creative. And catalog, we're also not going to use. Catalog is usually used for like Shopify. It will automatically pull in some products from your Shopify store, but we don't need it. Now, budget and schedule, you can pick a date of when you want this to run. You can also set an end date if you just want it to run for a set period of time. But we're just going to leave it as today, and we're going to control when we turn this off. You do have ad spend limits, but we're going to have that turned off as well because we don't really need it. Now, location, you can actually pick and really drill down on the location that you want. If you just wanted to select your area, I would zoom in here and drop this pin to wherever your business is, and then you can have a circle around your business, usually between sort of 5 and 6 kilometers, and it will give us an estimate audience size over here of 277 to 326,000. Again, we haven't really told Meta much about our audience yet, and it doesn't know what we're offering. So the estimate audience size is not wholly accurate until we upload our creative. That's pretty much all we need to do for audience. Now, you can have audience suggestions. A lot of people get caught up in audience and they think they have a certain avatar that they want to talk to, and they need to tell Meta what that avatar is. The truth is, you don't need to do that inside of the ad set anymore. Meta will read your creative and it understands your business. It will comb through the things that you say in your ad copy and your creative and find the right audience for you. You no longer need to dive into Meta and add in all of these things about your target customer, because Meta is so smart now, it will just look at your creative and find the right audience for you. The one thing that we do quite often is if we have the Advantage campaign budget on and we want to have a female and a male campaign because we want to have female creative and then male creative, you can quite easily just come down here and pick show more options. Actually, it's down here. You can pick a gender and then pick women. And then we would name this as female, sorry, and then put 6 km. So this, you know, is your female 6 kilometer audience. Female leads are traditionally cheaper than male leads. But again, it is just a suggestion, but it is quite a strong suggestion because we've asked for women, and then in our creative, we might just say, hey, you know, this is for females, etc. Placements, you can leave manual placements on. If you do edit this to manual placements, this is just allowing you to select exactly where you want your Facebook ads to be shown. But right now we're seeing better results with Advantage Plus placements. Advantage Plus means you're effectively just using AI to determine where your ad is shown, and it's a lot easier to let Meta do it. Meta has new super chips. They're really smart. The technology is getting better and better every single year. So I would just leave Advantage Plus placements on. So now we have our audience. We're going to be targeting women, ages between 18 and 25. You can feel free to edit this as you wish if you feel like you have a certain audience that you are wanting to target. But again, creative is the most important thing at the moment. Then we're going to click next, and now this is the part we're going to create our ad. So in here, we're going to come down, we have our ad name. You can name it image ad 1. You have your pages and your Instagram accounts correct. This is your ad setup. So we're going to create an ad, single image or video, and I'm going to turn off this multi-advertiser ads. And this just means that if your ad is selected as a multi-advertiser, it can be shown alongside your competitors on certain placements. And I don't really like that. I like our ad just to be on its own and really stand out from the crowd. So I always turn off multi-advertiser ads. We're then going to set up our creative. I'm going to set up an image ad here. Now I have this little image of me. I'm just going to use that as an example, but whatever creative you have, you can just pump that into here. I turn off flexible media as well, and we just use the original sizing. Now it's really important to make sure you do have your sizing right for Instagram stories or Facebook feeds. So the left-hand side is going to be your Facebook feed. If you select 1 by 1, it's going to crop it so it looks like it fits well into a Facebook feed, and also horizontal, it usually squashes it down quite a bit. So I always leave that on original. It is recommended to upload story creative like this. So this is what it will look like on Facebook stories, and it actually fits quite well there. So turn off flexible media and select, always wait for this to load and double check that it's not cropping out weirdly. Now I want you to click next, and this is where we do our primary text, headline and description, but we can actually do that in the next step. It's easier to do there rather than in this section. Now these are AI images. I don't find that I've ever used one of them, so just skip and continue. And enhancements, I usually turn these off. A lot of the enhancements make your creative look really weird, like these visual top shots I'll turn off. The text improvements I'll turn off because they just don't work. Although it says 77% of businesses have turned on text improvements, it doesn't actually say that they've improved their creative doing so. It's probably just that they've left it on. Music, sometimes it can sound a bit weird, so I'll usually turn that off because you never know what music they're gonna put on top of your creative. The overlays I actually quite like. They actually do look okay. It's basically just taking your headline and putting it in top of your creative. They actually look quite punchy. I'll leave overlays on, and I'll leave advanced call to action on. All the other optimizations I'll turn off because they're just not that appealing right now. Then we'll click done. Now, as we scroll down, you can see we have our image here, but we don't have any text. So here is the part where we can add our text. So whatever it is you want to type in here, your primary text will be the top. So we could do looking for, I'll say males to join our 8-week challenge. Sorry about the spelling. And then add whatever sort of text you want in here. If you're a gym or whatever type of business, this is the place that you're going to add your text. And the headline here, you could basically put, a couple of emojis, just basically a fire symbol, and then you could do 8-week challenge, and that'll be at the bottom here. And then description, you could put register now. And then call to action, I usually just leave that on, learn more. You can obviously build this out quite some more with some extra text. Put as much or as little as you want in here. I've seen some ads work really good with long text, and I've seen some ads work really well with short text, but it really is up to you. I might just go back and change this to male because that's the only image I've got. So we'll change that to men, and we'll go male 6K. Okay, cool. Now we'll have a look at our ad. You can also do this advanced preview here. So in here you can see the ad and what it will look like. Just a picture of me looking for males to join. I haven't put 8-week challenge in there. This is if you're a gym and you're running a challenge possibly. You also have this Advantage Plus text generation. So if you do use one of these, it will add it in as an option. Some of them are okay. It's really optional. I don't think it will harm your creative. Just always read them just to check that they do actually work. A lot of the times I just won't use them and I'll just keep that turned off, but they do sometimes have good variations. Again, this one here, Advantage Plus creative text, they're not that great, so I just keep all those turned off. But yeah, that's kind of how you would set up your creative. You would add your image, you would add some primary text, talk about what it is you're offering. If you're a gym, if you're a service-based business, whatever the promotion is, you would do that in the primary text. Then you would add a headline and emoji. Description would just be register now or join now. And then call to action is learn more. From here, we need to create a form. So with the form, you want to have, I usually say at least one qualifying question. Now the form can just be new master form 2025, or you can call it whatever sort of promotion that you have. We're going to go for higher volume here. There is also higher intent, and you can require leads to verify their phone numbers with a one-off passcode. I would only use this if you are getting quite a high volume of leads with poor phone numbers. Then you can use this and it will send a 6-digit code to the phone that will expire. But at the moment, we're just going to go for high volume because we want as many leads as possible. So high volume is what we're going to keep it on, and then we're going to have flexible delivery optimized. So Meta will tailor the form to each person for maximum performance. We're just going to keep that on for now. and then we're going to click next and create our form. Now you can click background image and you can upload an image, but I usually keep that turned off and it just uses an image from the creative. Now the greeting, you could just again put in here, thanks for your interest. I'll just fix that. And then type in whatever it is that you need as a description. 8-week challenge starts XYZ. That's not very good, is it? Just add in whatever information you need in here, and that's the first thing that they will see on the form. So that's your intro. Then simply just click next, and you have questions. So questions at the top, you have chronological logic and conditional logic, sorry, I just keep that turned off. We don't really need it. And then I would usually ask a question, like a multi-choice question. Where do you live? And then you could have in here like Auckland, Tauranga, etc. This is just basically, it's kind of a safeguard to make sure you're not just getting a ton of bots filling in your lead form. It's just an extra step to make sure that the person that is filling this in is real and they are genuinely interested. I would usually have something like, what is your fitness goal? Where do you live? When do you want this project to start? Just think of a real simple question that you would like to ask the audience. You can obviously have short answer questions where they're just typing in the answer. You can have conditional questions where if they answer it, they get another one. But I usually just do a multi-choice question at the beginning of every form, just so it is sort of cancelling out any bots that might fill in these forms. Now in here we have contact information, so I could put please fill in this form and one of our team will get in touch with you. And then we're going to have email, full name and phone number. So we always want to make sure that we have the full name, email and phone number on our contact forms. So when we do call or email a lead, we have the information that we need. Now you can delete this and add, if you wanted to, first name, last name, email and then phone number. But I just usually leave it as full name, email and phone number. Okay, and then we want to click next. Now here you're going to have to link in a privacy policy from your Facebook, from your website. If you don't have a privacy policy, it's really easy. You can use ChatGPT to generate a privacy policy for your business and just host it on your website and then add the link in there. Then you're going to click next and add an ending. Thanks, you're all set. And at the end, you can either go to a website, have a call button where they will call you or chat on WhatsApp. I usually do go to website and then I'll add a landing page. The landing page after the lead form would normally be like a payment for whatever service it is. We obviously deal with a lot of gyms, so we normally have like a payment form to say, hey, thanks for reserving your place on an 8-week challenge. Please pay now to reserve your spot. But you could easily have like a WhatsApp if you're a service-based business, or you could just have a call button if you want to get more phone calls. But at least when they've done this, you've got that information there for you to contact the lead if they don't follow through with the additional action at the end of the form. And then just click create form. Obviously this one I need to fill in a few details, but I have a form that I made earlier that we can just use for this at the moment. Lead filtering. Again, I haven't put require SMS verification. I would only use that if I was getting a high volume of leads with poor phone numbers. And I also haven't got chat with leads from Instant Form. Now what that does is if you select it, it will create a Facebook Messenger conversation from the lead's information. So you'll get a notification in Messenger saying this lead has submitted their information, their name, email, phone number, and you can start a conversation with them on Messenger. So that's completely optional. If you want to do that, you can turn it on, but we just don't have it enabled for this campaign. Now tracking, I'll leave this for a new video. If you need to set up CRM events or website events, takes a little bit longer to do. It is recommended that it is done, but I've also seen quite a few campaigns work really well without having this tracking turned on. But for best results, it is best to set up CRM events or website events so you can track how many people are going to your website and submitting the form. Okay, so we have our first ad. So again, we'll go back to the start. This is the campaign. It's for a new promotion. We're after leads. We've got our budget here, and we're looking at a male 6K audience, and then we have an image ad. Now let's say I want to use this exact setup, but I'm going to change the creative. I can click on these three dots and quickly duplicate it. Then I would change this to 2. I would come down here, delete this, and add a new image. And in here, you can pick whatever image you want. And then you've got 2 pieces of creative inside of your male ad set. You can also just quickly duplicate this, and then we can go and change this to a female ad set. Scroll down and make sure that this audience is changed to female. So now we have 2 in there, and our $20 budget will be split between male or female audiences. Now, female leads, again, are usually cheaper than male leads, and then I would come in here and change my creative and have a more female feeling creative. You could also change the ad copy, and this is where you would test. You could have your images, your videos, all different variations of creative inside of the ad set to test which one is going to be working. I recommend at least 3 to 4 images and 2 to 3 videos per campaign inside of each ad set. That's going to give Meta enough. I've seen some people add 6 to 12 pieces of creative on a small budget. You're just spreading the butter too thin. You're not getting enough spend on each ad for that type of creative. So what I would recommend is either 2 to 3 images and 2 to 3 videos per ad set, and then basically just looking at which one is getting the most hits and turning off the bad ones. So now we have the whole promotion set up. We have 2 image ads per ad set. We have a female audience, a male audience, and we have advantage budget turned on. The next thing we need to do is click publish. Once you click publish, it will go into processing, and once Meta has approved all of your creative, your campaign will be live. So that is a really super simple setup of how to do a lead gen campaign. If you're a gym or a service-based business, I would definitely follow this model. It's really effective and it works and it gets results. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll upload more Facebook content, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.